We're in the final 5 days. So let's start with December 21st. Now, he has an official release Ultimate. People have made him, different ways, of course. I've decided that I wanted a WWE attire look. Who am I talking about? Goldberg. Now, what's interesting is when they announced the WCW version, I was okay with it. And I remember talking on the boards to Mattel, and Action Figure Tech actually did respond to my comment. I was like, how sick would it be to maybe get him in now a WWE attire look? And he goes, well, if we get the rights again. And when he said that, I knew our Goldberg days were probably done for a while, because last I checked, he is no longer on the WWE payroll. His contract is over. They haven't renewed it. And I don't think they're obviously not going to renew it for him to compete anymore. But maybe he'll sign a Legends deal in the future. Wasn't he in the Hall of Fame? I forget. I haven't followed the Hall of Fame as much as I used to. But I wanted a 2003 Goldberg era. I know it wasn't his greatest time, but for me, the guy was a beast back then. Even when he came back and did his official Goldberg looking nostalgia run, was decent. Obviously, I went with the old, newer, younger head scan basically, and he's in the Raw roster for the most part, and he's just squashing dudes if he's if he rolls the dice and wins. Otherwise, if he loses, it's shenanigans kind of stuff. So. And like real Goldberg, he doesn't wrestle that often. So I make sure to kind of be a little bit more realistic. Now, what's nice about this one is it's not a torso swap. I do believe what they did is they took a Goldberg, for the looks of it, and they painted. That decal in the back is painted. The shorts around the white trim are painted. So that's all they did. Is they actually went through with a very fine job, and they painted in a new version of Goldberg. Now, I'm not saying you need to do this. You can just go get the standard Ultimate for, the same price. Obviously, no drop-down hips, because they didn't make them with the Goldbergs yet. And that's my only concern, is that if they do start to, make more and more people the drop-down hips, ugh. I haven't had any break, but I've seen people who've posted that theirs have broke on day one, and they've been furious about it. And yeah, it's understandable. This is almost a $40 figure. Anything that breaks after I take it out of the box because they decide to do a little bit of a flaw, or a little bit of a articulation style that literally can be, if they can go back to the drawing board, I guess, with it, but it seems like it's so brittle. So my hope is that there's a little smudge on his hair there, his headline there a little bit. A little dirty on the skull. You gotta shine the dome up a little bit. My hope is that either they get rid of that, or they retool it to where it's not a hazard, where it doesn't fall down, where it doesn't look terrible. That's my hope.